Hi everybody, Mr. S here. A happy, thoughtful Thursday to all of you out there in YouTube land. I'm going to continue with part 2 of our story from Bring Back My Gerbil. The author is Edith Tarbescu. Illustrations are by Steve Bjorkman. Hopefully you saw yesterday's video from chapters 1, 2, and 3, but very quickly I'll give you a quick summary. So here we have the two main characters. We have Tyler right here, and we have Katie right here, and their pet gerbil. Actually, Tyler's pet gerbil is Jake. Long story short, Katie asks Tyler's permission to take Jake for show and tell. Along the way to school, Tyler was made fun of because he wears glasses, and he thought, gosh, I wish Jake could be a dog. And so, using that idea, Katie had this, unique idea to possibly change Jake to a dog. Well, guess what? It happened. I think. I don't know. We're going to find out now in chapters 4, 5, and 6 from Bring Back My Gerbil. Ready? Here we go. Chapter 4. Wait! Shouted Tyler. Don't go yet. I always see signs about lost dogs and cats. So we got a big sheet of paper from Tyler's closet and made up a poster. Found. Beautiful tan and white dog. Owner, please call Caitlin. We put my phone number on the sign. Then we nailed the sign to a pole in front of my house. We went back to Tyler's house and continued looking for Jake. So let's see what happens. What do you think? Good idea? What was it you fed him? Tyler asked again. I told you, it was just plain water with a little coloring. It was supposed to be a joke. Some joke, said Tyler. I think Tyler's upset. What do you think? Or hurt? Or sad? Maybe all three. Let's see what happens. I looked down at the floor and bit my lip. I think we ought to name this dog, I said, trying to change the subject. I suggested Jake Boy. Tyler said the name made him sad. It reminded him of his gerbil. We ended up naming the dog Frank. Of course, the dog didn't answer to that name, but we started teaching him. We used the ball as a reward. Frank was smart. He learned fast. When it was time to go home, I took Frank with me. It's getting good. Chapter 5. When I got home, my sister Jessie was the first to see Frank. She fell in love with him. She asked if she could trade me 2 stuffed animals in exchange for Frank. Apologize, let me read that again. She asked if she could trade me 2 stuffed animals in exchange for Frank. You think I'm stupid? I answered. Besides, he's not my dog. Next, my mother bumped into Frank. And who is this? She asked. He's Frank, I told her. He belongs to Tyler. My mother looked confused. I thought Tyler's mother was allergic to fur. Isn't that why she got a gerbil? So it could stay in Tyler's room? Yep, I answered. A lot of people are confused here. Can you figure it out? I know you can. I didn't even try to explain what happened. Instead, I waited until my dad got home. I thought, he works in the lab. He'll understand. You see, I told everyone during dinner, Tyler and I did this experiment, and Jake, the gerbil, turned into a dog. Jessie almost choked on her milk. My mom dribbled soup down her chin. Only my dad didn't move. What did you feed him? He asked. Water, I mumbled. I was about to tell him about adding vanilla, almond, and green food coloring when the phone rang. What do you think? Do you think Dad's going to help? Do you have any ideas for Katie? Let's find out. My father listened for a while. Then he said, hold on, please. The woman on the phone was looking for a lost dog who answered to the name of Sugar. I called Frank Sugar, but he didn't turn around. Dad invited the woman to come over and see the dog for herself. The phone rang 2 more times, and the same thing happened. In a little while, 3 strangers stood in our living room. They all came to see Frank, or whatever his real name was. Well, the plan seems to be working, sort of. Let's see what happens. Chapter 6. The 3 strangers left, then a tall blonde girl arrived. She looked at the dog and yelled, "Shadow!" Frank ran over to her. "Oh, Shadow, I miss you so much." The girl bent down and began hugging and kissing Frank. She turned to me and smiled. "Oh, thanks for taking such good care of him. If your folks will drive you to my house, you can play with Shadow any time." "You mean it?" I asked. "Hey, any friend of Shadow's is a friend of mine." She gave me her phone number. Then she left with Shadow. I ran over to Tyler's house to tell him the news. So now we have one problem solved. Jake did not turn into a dog. Phew. So where's Jake? Let's find out. When I reached Tyler's bedroom, there, on top of his bed, was a little ball of fur. It was Jake! "Where'd you find him?" I asked. He was curled up in the back of my closet." "Where's Frank?" asked Tyler. Phew, that was a close call. Well, I told him the story of Shadow and his owner. That's when Tyler said he had something to tell me too. "You know when we checked the front door? Well, you went back to my room after that. But I checked the back door and it was open." "Why didn't you tell me?" I shouted. "I wanted to play a trick on you," said Tyler. "That was mean," I said. "I never did that to you." "You did too," he answered. "You wanted me to think you turned Jake into a dog." Well, what do you think? Are they both right? Are they both wrong? Were they getting back at each other? Playing around? That was different, I answered. Tyler sat still for a moment. Then he said, "Well, you can take Jake to school anytime you want. Just don't try to clone him." "I don't know how to clone animals. I'm only in 3rd grade, like you." What do you think? I think they made up. I think they're best friends again. The next day was my turn for sharing time. I held up the cage with Jake inside and said, "Guess what? Yesterday, this gerbil was a dog." And that's the end of Bring Back My Gerbil. Again, the author is Edith Tarbescu, illustrations by Steve Bjorkman. All right, great story. I loved it. I hope you loved it too. Enjoyed reading it to you. Well, as always, please be sure to stay in contact with your teachers, whether it's by phone, text, Remind, Class Dojo, Google Meets, Google Hangouts, although they're not used anymore. It's actually combined now, Google Meets. So, text messages, however it is, please be sure to stay in touch with your teacher, with our principal, Mrs. Trout, as well as with me. The email address is right below. If there's any help that you need, please do not be afraid to call out and ask for help. We are in this together, staying strong, staying safe, and staying sane. So I'm going to continue with another story on Friday. Yes, tomorrow is Friday. Can't wait. As always, boys and girls, staff and students, everyone out there, please be sure to take care of one another. Take care of yourselves. Be good humans. And I will see you tomorrow, Friday, with another story. Enjoy this beautiful day. I miss you all. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.